New Mexico team. Richard Pitino is with us on the Field of 68 after dark. Richard, how are you doing tonight? It's great to have you here.
Good. I've seen the Minnesota picture in the background, so I got to tilt it. So there's two pictures. All right. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
You actually look happy to be here.
One of the rare wins.
Well, listen, your boy Kenny Payne just got the first win. I don't know if you saw it, but we do our toast of the night. And I waited till the clock hit 0 so I could give Kenny Payne my toast of the night because, it took a little bit longer than we thought. But Kenny Payne, one of the best guys you will meet in this business.
Yeah, it's really weird the way it's all shifted. It used to be you got a little time. And I understand why people don't want to give you as much time anymore, because even look at our situation, we've been able to flip it somewhat with starting 4 transfers. But every situation's different. It's that place has endured so much, and Kenny's got a long road ahead, but he's an awesome guy. He just needs time, and people go crazy. They just do, but he'll get it turned around. He just got to get some players. I mean, that's the answer to everything.
Richard, you talked about your situation. You guys won 13 games last year. This year, you started out 10-0. You have a win at St. Mary's in Moraga mixed in there, so it's not just a bunch of cupcakes. Did you expect this? Did you see this kind of start coming? Because, I did the Mountain West preview for our show, and I didn't necessarily sit here saying, yeah, New Mexico, it's the year they have a chance to win the league.
I thought we'd be improved. When I took the job, lucky to get Jamal Mashburn Jr. to come with me. Jalen House was another one who hadn't played a lot at Arizona State, but we thought was a high major talent. We were not a complete team last year at all, but it was to go through last year, we were able to say, okay, this is what we need. The beauty of the portal is if you have clear needs, you can sell it to those players. And we were able to say, okay, we got Jalen House, we got Jamal Mashburn. That's a great backcourt. We've got Javonte Johnson, who's a really good, 3-man. We just need to add a 4 and a 5 with some really good pieces around it. So we were able to add those guys. I felt over the summer like, all right, we could be good. You just never really know until the games happen because these, once the lights go on, it's totally different. We went at SMU, and I know SMU, Rob's rebuilding, but we played great. And I kind of was watching like, whoa, we could be pretty good. And then going at St. Mary's and getting that one, they hadn't lost there in a long time, was terrific. And then we were fortunate. We had to reschedule because of all the New Mexico State stuff. We had to play San Fran. And I was really concerned with all the elements that coaches are concerned with, 1-day prep, late game. But we were able to pull it off. So, how good we can be can we stay injury free and all those things. But I like the direction where we're headed for sure.
Is the pit rocking again?
It's pretty good. I mean, last year, everybody had masks on. There was a mask mandate. There was a vaccine mandate. So you just couldn't really tell, like, is it back? Is it not? But like the other day, we played UTSA and we had 10,500 people. Like, I try to explain to our fans how good that is.
Yeah.
For where the program is and where it's been, to get over 10,000, we'll probably, for the Iona game, I would assume, get 13, 14,000. Like, it's really good. I mean, so that's why I chose it. I kind of took a leap of faith. I had spent a little time in Albuquerque, not much. It was during the Elite 8, Sweet 16 when Louisville beat West Virginia. So I was down here in college when Louisville's going to Final Four, probably had 1 million beers. I wasn't really looking around to see where to raise a family. But it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it.
So you alluded to all of the transfers on your team, 4 starters, your top 6 scorers have played elsewhere before this season. What's made you so successful in going in, 1, identifying those guys, but 2, a lot of them have been high major guys before. How have you convinced them to come buy into what you're building at New Mexico?
Well, I think the beauty of our place, I can tell a story and it's true. I was at FIU, which is a hard job. and I get offered a Big Ten job at the age of 30. I don't think Minnesota is a bad job, so I'm not going to sit here and say that. But relative to its conference, it's a bottom tier in the Big Ten. And what I tell everybody is this, and that's not to say I didn't do things wrong at Minnesota, so I don't want Minnesota fans to get mad at me, but go to a place where you can be a top 10 player in your league. And I chose New Mexico because I believe New Mexico is a top 3 job in our league. I really do. I didn't care where I was going to go. I could have sat out and got paid to not work. I'm like one of the rare coaches that didn't do that. But I just thought if I sat out a year, I would take New Mexico after a year sit down. My point to every player that comes here is, hey, you may have gone to Arizona State. You may have gone to Minnesota if you're MASH. You went to UMKC or Wichita State. Like, your last stop has to be a place where you are a top 10, top 15 player in that league. And that way it can help your next step of playing professionally. What I like about New Mexico is, besides my paycheck, you really don't know it's not a high major conference. We have great fan support. The town loves the Lobos. They really want to win. And so you get that high major feel with not maybe the elite level conference. So if you're a player like Jamal Mashburn, you can go from being a good player, but now he's a terrific player. So I think the story resonates with the recruits, because I did the same thing they're doing. I didn't care where I was going next. I wanted to be at a place that I felt like was one of the best jobs in the conference.
Getting paid not to work sounds good. Doster does that all the time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it was a really weird process because it happened really fast. And I was trying to figure out the numbers, and I'm sitting there going, and I remember probably the last week or two of the season, I'm like, all right, I know I'm getting fired. Like, nobody really told me I was getting fired, but I felt it. So I'm not going recruiting, and I'm sitting at home, and like, there's like a towel on the ground. And I'm looking at my wife like, are you picking that up? Am I picking that? What's going on here? Are we going to get this house in order? I'm like, this is not going to work. I've got to go do something else.
I've met your wife. Listen, I've met your wife. There's no way she's
No, that
going
wouldn't
to
have
handle
worked.
you being there all day, every day.
No, it would have been bad. But honestly, I'm really happy I did it. I mean, I was too young to sit out and do all that. I'm grateful that I got this opportunity.
You could have been on the field of 68.
That's right.
Yeah, that's like
you.
the new thing. I saw my boy McCall is on there doing it.
Killing it. He's killing it.
He's killing it. I mean, it's been great. Obviously, you guys have done a great job with a lot of these head coaches. And I thought about the TV thing, and here's what I always told myself. Why does every TV guy try to get every head job? That's what I always tell myself, because they do.
They miss
so
it.
When New Mexico came about, I was just like, let's dive in and do it.
All right, Sunday, the big day. Now, Saturday is a day full of big games, right? I mean, it probably might be the best day of college of the whole season. But Sunday, pretty good. We got one here. And listen, Sean Miller won't play Archie. Danny Hurley won't play Bobby. But you are going to play your dad, and you've already played your dad, right? At least once?
Twice.
What happened? Are you 0-2 or what are you?
Well, FIU, we just got the check and we kept moving. So that was not a and then the second game was on a Coast Guard base. But I think they won the national championship that year. They were pretty good.
All right. So this is the first fair fight that you're going into with actual bullets where you can come out of this with a win. What's it going to be like?
I mean, listen, I mean, if he beats me, he's got like 500 more wins than me, 600 more wins. He's in the Hall of Fame. So if I were to win, it's not like it's not. Here's why I played the game. He had texted me, I got to play a game out west because I'm going to Hawaii for the Diamond Head. And I said, you know what? Why don't you come play us? We'll start a home and home. I don't love the idea of going all the way back to Iona, 5-hour flight and all that. But it's an opportunity because you're going to win a lot of games. I didn't know if we'd be in this position to potentially talk about at-large scheduling in year 2 of a major rebuild. But I did feel like coming out of COVID, I needed to add some games in the non-conference to re-engage with our fans. Yep. So as annoying as all the media questions are, and I try to answer them respectfully, it's just a really good opportunity to get a packed house in the pit. And I thought Iona's always going to win a lot of games. I mean, they're always, so you could potentially get like a quad 2 type win. So I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think it made sense for our program, regardless of the father-son thing. But I mean, again, like, what the hell do I care if I lose to my dad?
I mean, you guys talk some shit with each other. Like, that's the fun part of your relationship is, I don't know how I describe it as well, he won't talk to me anymore. So
you're a very unlikable person, Jeff.
I know. I've asked you to broker the peace here.
I'm tolerant.
You won't do it.
No, I got my own problems. I don't need to worry about you and my dad.
You do have issues. You do have issues. No doubt about it. But how do you describe kind of your relationship with him and how it's evolved over the years? Because now it's different. I mean, you were his assistant for years. Now how would you describe it?
We're very different. And I think people, probably the best compliment I always get is, I'm surprised at how normal you are. And I'm always like, is that a compliment? I don't know what that means, but we're really different, but we're very close. But I think what's probably unique about me is I don't take any crap from him. I'm pretty confident in what I'm doing. So our relationship's great. I mean, it's I'm far away from all of them, which I don't love. So I do like the fact that I can get kind of all of our family and everything here, but I'm probably one of 2 or 3 that's going to tell him the truth. And
who's the other one?
Sometimes we butt heads that way when I tell him the truth.
Will Ryan tell him the truth or no?
No, Ryan's a yes man. No, Ryan's
all right. We figured it out. All right.
Ryan's like a sweetheart,
Okay.
but no, I'll tell him the truth.
All right, now that we're about 20 minutes into breaking down the intricacies of the Pitino family dynamics.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on therapy right now. Should I be on a couch?
Right. Thank you so much. I have one fun one for you on the way out. I don't know how fun you'll think it is, but let's fast forward February 25th. San Diego State at home, big game, close to the end of the season, approaching March. Let's say you guys get the victory. Envision the pit's packed, get the win. Where's the post-game spot for beverages?
Albuquerque's a little complex with the post game spot. Albuquerque's interesting. You do a lot of like home things. We've got some friends that live close to us. It's a really cool place. Like moving from Edina, Minnesota to Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's like moving to Mars. It's so different. But it's cool because you've got golf carts. You can ride wherever you want. So if we do find a way to beat San Diego State, we'll find somewhere close to the pit, and I would gladly be buying. I didn't have a lot of wins last year, so I didn't celebrate too many post games.
He'll be drinking red wine, probably, is my guess.
Red wine for sure, maybe a cigar of some sort.
Hey,
that's the beauty of the warm weather climate. We can do it all year round.
No doubt. Hey, thanks for joining us.